breaker last week, over 200 yards receiving. It's the Giants and the Jaguars, and it's all up next.
We are 15 miles due west of the Atlantic, nestled in downtown Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the New York Giants and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Alongside my partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
In the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they coming off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1972 Dolphins is out the window.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jacksonville's offense trots out here for the first time, and all eyes go right to number 16. Now in his second season as the team's face of the franchise, Trevor Lawrence. The throw left side to start the drive is complete.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
That's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3 to 1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
The numbers on the ground for ETN last week. 17 carries, 123 yards.
I think he's exactly where he wants to be coming into a game, partner, because he has to still be riding the momentum from last week when he broke the century mark in rushing and had one of his best individual efforts of the season. I would expect that there's more from him on the way after that type of a game, and I know his teammates and coaches, they feel exactly the same way.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll run with ETN. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. But Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. ETN once more. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. Now Lawrence to throw. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. And the Giants are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, that's earned it by their play, the psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The numbers for him from a week ago: 20 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown.
And when you lead the league in rushing for this stretch of time, now you take on the identity. You now lead the team, and everything runs through you in terms of offense.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means he'll need to come up with something here on third down. Forced out to his left. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. Here's a give to Barkley. Uses a stiff arm. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 17 yards and a giant first down. Back to throw. Jones. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Looked like some hands both ways. They got it on the offense.
Sometimes there's a fine line between being the receiver and the DB, and he knocked that one away. Might have caused an incompletion that could have been an interception.
Jones now operating from the gun. James has got it. Complete. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call. So roughing the passer there, a big mistake defensively.
Yeah, and even though you've got a quarterback out of the pocket and the rules change downfield, that doesn't mean the same rules don't apply with the QB. Anything more than one step, they're going to throw a flag on you every time.
Yeah, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He finds Saquon Barkley on the slant. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 13-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. A handoff to Barkley. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10. Looking to throw. Jones. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Darius Slayton, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Giants take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. As the offense returns, let's take a look at running back Travis Etienne. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
On second down, a run with Etienne. And he'll get a couple up to the 29. These two teams, the Jags and Giants, 2 lowest scoring teams in the NFL last year in 2021. The Jags, 14.9 points a game. Giants only slightly better, 15.2. Now, by comparison, you think about the Cowboys, they led the league 31.2 points per game. So more than both of these two clubs combined.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they are. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Dexter Lawrence able to bust free and get to the quarterback. But just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively, not a real surprise. They're in the dime. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th. The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And just a 30-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. And look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns.
Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Saquon Barkley. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. Got a man, Slayton. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Now it's Barkley. Foyesade Aluakan made the tackle there from his safety position. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Operating from the gun. Jones looking for Shepard deep. And it's knocked away and incomplete. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he gets it down a yard or 2 short of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's a sneak with Jones. And he is going to have the Giants first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on fourth. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. This is Shepard on the catch. No gain, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones. He finds his man. Complete. That's James. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Week 7 action, and we've got a 7-point game here in the 2nd quarter. And this offense hoping to change that right here. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Now 2nd and 9 from the 10. Operating from the gun. Jones. Touchdown, Giants. Sterling Shepard from 10 yards out. And the Giants have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. A kind of a throwback weekend for our primetime games here in Week 7. Later tonight, a couple of the great AFC teams of the 70s do battle. The Steelers and Dolphins from Miami on Sunday night. And then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Bears and Patriots from Foxborough. A rematch of Super Bowl 20. Bears won that one 46-10. But fear not for the Patriots, if I remember correctly. They've won a few in the years following. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Lawrence. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Yeah, no question. He got to the QB late, CD, and that's going to get a flag every time.
Every single time. Because let's face it, the league is always going to have an emphasis on these calls. They want to take care of these quarterbacks who are in vulnerable positions when they're passing the football.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Lawrence going to throw again. Throw over the middle, pulled in here by Farrell. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 24-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Etienne. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. 2nd and 9. And they'll go again with Etienne. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Patterson's kick is good. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So that kick gives him their first points of the game, CD. And it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
So now the Giants set to take over on offense. They were losers a week ago to Baltimore, but they lead things here as they start 1st and 10. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up. A gain of 3, 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now Jones throwing on 1st down. Completes this again to Shepard. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it 2nd down. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Throw right side, taken in by Bellinger. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Again, he'll drop to throw. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. After the sack on 1st down, Jones to Shepard, complete over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to end up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at about the 14. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10.
Opposite. 10.
Lawrence will throw. He'll drop that underneath to Etienne. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their 1st timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. A good gain on 1st has them set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw here taken in by Ingram. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 1st down, Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen, Etienne. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game, as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And those two are tied up as they play the second quarter. Next, let's get over to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Browns in that one. Nick Chubb with 2 touchdowns thus far. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they trail that.
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Giants about set to go to begin this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that. The nickel look, 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then, you take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run with Barkley. A good gain of 9 before he's brought back at the 28.
When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. A first down carry for Barkley. Trayvon Walker makes the tackle. On 2nd and 9, Jones. His throw caught right around the 6. And the Giants are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Escaping the pressure right. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass down the field.
Great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal. So Jones off, Graham Gano on here for the New York Giants field goal. Gano's kick is good, and the lead stretches. 16-3 now. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same, because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Play action. It's Lawrence. On the throw, led him too much.
These incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
On 3rd down, Lawrence looking downfield for Jones. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The New York set to take the field. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead, but that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Jones and Shepard with a connection there for a Giants first down.
Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jones.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
Throwing Jones. Hard throw, incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And the lead will hold at 13. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. It wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
From the 44, Lawrence. He'll get that underneath ETN. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Lawrence going to get this to ETN, and they're going to move it down inside the 25.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these kids, these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep when you catch him close to the spot.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Opposite. 10. Alert.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
And he wisely will throw that one away.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now Jones. His throw incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Jones.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
From the gun on 3rd down. Jones.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 3 quarters in the books. Back now in Jacksonville.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4. Out to the right here to Shepard. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And Gano is going to miss this one left. Oh, it's no good for Gano. And the lead will hold at 13. Now, Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team. But the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's over.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48.
He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. From just shy of midfield, Jones. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants.
Jones on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Fabian Moreau.
And the Giants are going to take possession of the football.
Well, CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown.
Saquon Barkley with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Giants look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
The Giant offense going to stay on the field as they'll go for 2.
Jones throwing for it.
It's complete, and he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Jaguars back with it on offense. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And they're able to get this one across the 35. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
Check. Opposite. 10.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Complete to Jones. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And it'll be second down.
Here's Lawrence. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
Lawrence going to throw again. Screenplay, here's Etienne.
Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on 3rd down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped them for no gain.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. Up the middle with Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Second down, here's Barkley again.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. It's hauled in by Shepard.
And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This is Barkley. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Jones. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
So Jones off, Graham Gano on here for the New York Giants field goal.
Gano's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. On the run, it's Barkley. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Looking to throw. Jones to Barkley on the check down. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Jones. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This one fielded at the 5. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Now Lawrence. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Lawrence. Completes it to Evan Ingram. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. Now Lawrence on 1st down. He targets Ingram for another grab. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Roughing the passer, Ethan.
And that one on the rookie, Charles, maybe a little too overeager.
You know how many times we talk about the quarterback having to have a clock in his head and make sure the ball gets away before the rush gets there? When you're a pass rusher, you have to know when the ball is gone and make sure you don't hit the quarterback afterwards. I know he was trying to make a play, but that time he ends up drawing the flag.
So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the 2nd half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a 2nd half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Giants, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they dropped just their second game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Denver Broncos.